When looking at the film on UCF's defense, what kind of stands out about them, particularly in their secondary?
Speed. I think they're really fast in the secondary. I think they play man-to-man, play a ton of man, but they also mix it up. They do a great job disguising their coverage looks and disguising their blitz looks, but they're fast in the secondary.
Lance, you mentioned obviously UCF has a lot of speed. How do you simulate that and practice that in such a short week?
That's a great question, and one that we talked about as a staff. And we've had meetings with our scout team players to try to stress the importance to get that same look that we're going to see on Saturday on such a short week.
Lance, what do you think the offensive line can do better going into UCF? It seemed like there were some times where Syracuse was able to get pressure on Malik and speed him up a little bit.
Yeah, I actually thought our offensive line played well, especially in the run game. They came off, they established a new line of scrimmage, and in the pass game, there was some pressure, but I thought overall, from a totality standpoint, they did a really excellent job, and that was after Renato got put out of the game with a penalty. So we were moving some pieces around, and they did an excellent job responding.
Schrader obviously hurt you guys with his legs quite a bit. As Coach mentioned, you're going to meet an even faster QB this weekend. How do you correct, I guess, the mistakes of letting him run free, so to speak, with such a short week?
I think we got to do a great job of containing him. We lost some contain, this past week with Schrader to where we missed a couple tackles with him breaking contain. And anytime you got a great quarterback that can run, they're going to hurt you anytime they break contain. So we got to do a great job of trying to corral him and keep him inside that pocket, but also have a guy for him as well. You got to have a guy that's, that can chase him down, that can run him down, but also bring pressure to close up those gaps so he can't escape. So we just got to do a great job of corralling him this week.
You guys had a lot of success last season with dealing with the up-tempo pace that UCF goes at. How do you parlay some of that game plan into this season, especially considering that UCF has high-tier offensive skill position players all over the field?
Oh, man, they have a slew of talent, on their side of the ball. You're thinking about, number 4, O'Keefe, who can wreck the game, whether it's running the football or catching it down the field. Number 1, who's a new guy that came from transfer from Alabama. You guys have already mentioned, Plumlee, a quarterback that can do it with his legs as well as his arm. So I think, what we have to do is just, do our job, number 1, and when we do that, we'll be successful. But we have to practice that way. So what we'll do in practice, we'll have some up-tempo periods to where we have to go really, really fast and get the call really fast and practice that way. And I think if we can do that, we'll be okay.
Is there any concern at all having to deal with that pace coming off a short week?
Not necessarily. I think, you got, 6 days or so in between the game. And I think our guys will be ready for it. And, it showed yesterday in practice. So hopefully once Friday night hits, they'll be ready for it.